100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi is all about making offers so good people feel stupid saying no. And I believe business is like a game. And by having the right offer, you'll help your ranger, which I think of as the salesperson, to find the right target and hit it consistently. Let's jump into the summary. The offer is all about providing value. So how can we increase this perceived value for our ideal target? And by the way, if you want to have access to this whole document, the link is below. We aim to provide exceptional value at no cost. That is the ideal offer. So what does it take to grow? Well, either getting more customers or increase the average purchase value or get them to pay more time. And it's all about having this grand slam offer, which is creating something so rare and desirable that the customers are paying some premium prices for that. It's an offer that we can present to the market that cannot be compared to any other product or service available. And that allows us to charge some premium prices. To figure this out, we have the value equation, which is all about the dream outcome multiplied by the perceived likelihood of achievement divided by the time delay and the effort and sacrifice. So we want to get the time delay and the effort and sacrifice as low as possible and have the dream outcome and the perceived likelihood of achievement as high as possible. And that is, in the end, the total value of the offer. Here is a thought process that we can go through. So identifying the dream outcome, listing different problems, thinking of a solution list, and then creating the solution delivery. So how are we going to get to that solution? And then we just trim that and stack it so people see the whole offer in its completion. Now we can get into the pricing, and it's best to just charge a premium and have the gap between what they pay and what they get to be massive. So even though we do charge premium, we're delivering even more. That's why we charge based on the value that we provide, not just the costs. With that, we can now focus on finding the right market, which is ideally a starving crowd, because having a starving crowd is more important than the strength of your offer or your persuasion skills. Because if someone is starving, it doesn't matter on how good your offer is or how good you're in persuasion, they are already buying it because they are starving. But more importantly is that they are also able to afford our services. So in the beginning, I tried to sell something to students because I figured that the education system is just broken. But the problem about students is they don't have the purchasing power to allow me to scale and be financially independent. That's why the student wasn't the right market for me, even though the massive pain was there. So if we have all of this, it's just about committing to the niche, because whenever we switch the niche, we are basically starting all over. We have to rethink our offer, we have to rethink our marketing, and that takes a long time. I did this 3 times and it led to me burning out because I couldn't do everything. We can do anything, but not everything at the same time. So committing to one thing and just keep going until we see success in that, and then just doubling down on it. So now that we know how to craft the offer and set the pricing based on what kind of market we are going for, we can further enhance the offer by managing the demand and the supply. So the perfect combination is lots of demand with very little supply. One of the ways to enhance the offer is through scarcity. It's better to sell out consistently because this allows us to push the demand to the next time we're making an offer. So ways to do that is just accepting a certain number of clients. All of these allow you to set a certain limit to that and have this scarcity, which will also increase the quality, because when people know that you're only servicing 10 clients, the quality of this service will be much higher than if you were to serve 100 or 1,000. Another way to enhance the offer is through urgency. Most people only buy at the end of the campaign because they need this deadline. Without this, they will always delay. That's why up to 50 to 60% of the people buy in the last 4 hours. Another way to execute on that is having this seasonal urgency, which allows you to market and promote that at an even higher level. And to connect that with certain bonuses or pricing options is also another good way. Talking about bonuses, it's a much better way than discounting, because with these bonuses, we can overcome different obstacles or objections. We get people to buy who otherwise wouldn't, because we give them additional services that they're really interested in. Here's what to do. Think about checklists, tools, templates, things that you only have to create once, but then you can deliver at scale. Another thing that you can give away It's just recordings of workshops or webinars or events, because all of these will help overcome objections that people may have. You can even collaborate with other businesses and stack their offers on top of yours as a bonus to just generally enhance the offer. So here's how to present the bonuses. Generally, we want to give them a special name so people are intrigued and think it's like, oh, this is something that I haven't heard before, so I'm willing to try that out at least. And generally, we want to tell them how it relates to their issue, what it is, how we discovered that, and how it will specifically help them. And that it's easier and it requires less effort and sacrifice than things that they have already tried. And then in the end, just provide some proof that the thing that you are offering as a bonus is actually working. So tools or checklists are much better than additional training, because we want to make the effort for the other person as low as possible. So each of these should be addressing a specific concern and obstacle, and it can even solve the next step that they would be encountering. So the more we can really map out this customer journey and help them along every step on the journey, the better the experience will be for them. So the general value of these bonuses should actually eclipse the value of the core offer. So people would almost buy the thing just to get the bonus. And from here on, we can paint a vivid image on how their lives would change by having all of these different bonuses, and always thinking about a price tag that we can add to that and justify it. These subtle differences should push people over the edge so we can guarantee the close. Talking about guarantees, this is all about removing the risk from the other person. What is the thing that they don't want to happen, and how can we mitigate the risk with that guarantee? So it really becomes a no-brainer. Best guarantees are connected to the actions that the customer have to take anyways to get the results. So that is how we reverse the risk for them while pushing them towards the actions that are required. And generally, the more specific and creative the guarantee is, the better it is as well. Now we get to naming the offer. So here we want to give people a magnetic reason, announce the avatar, give them a goal and a specific time interval, and complete this with a container word like roadmap or masterclass to just round up the offer. Once we've monetized an offer, we should just stick with that. And from there on, we really focus on the lead flow. How can we get more people to see this offer? With all these information now summarized, you can create the perfect offer to help your ranger find the right targets and hit them consistently. And remember to enjoy the journey while playing this game.